Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Emmanuel Christian School in Hazleton abruptly closed its doors just before Christmas on 2024 due to a lack of funds. This year, however, the school was provided the COVID relief funds allocated by Pennsylvania Congressman Dan Muser. On Tuesday, January 7th, the school reopened their doors with the tuition rate remaining the same. Not only that, they also changed their name to Charis Academy. The board worked diligently to determine a new and sustainable future for the school moving forward. On January 8th, members of the Pennsylvania House gathered at the state capitol in Harrisburg to be sworn in for the 209th legislative session. The oath of office was administered to the chamber's lawmakers by Pennsylvania Chief Justice Deborah Todd. 16 new legislators joined the session this year, including Representative Jamie Walsh, who will be representing the 117th District. Representative Joanna McClinton was re-elected to serve as Speaker of the House during the ceremony. PA State Representative Dane Watrow said he was humbled to be able to serve for a second term.
Today was a great day, great ceremony. I had my family down, my staff, and it's just I'm very humbled to be able to serve in this capacity. As I said on a post on social media today, this is something I'll be thankful for until the day I die, and thank my constituents that allow me to serve in this capacity.
Watrow also said he was excited to get back to work.
I'm excited regarding the House rules. I feel working together is the only way to get things done and govern for the people here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm very hopeful that we're going to be able to come up with a good budget moving forward, both for our senior citizens, taxpayers, and education. So I'm excited to get to work.
The new legislative session will run through November 30th, 2026. On Sunday, April 27th, 39-year-old Jessica Lockwood was located by police along Club 40 Road after receiving reports of a mannequin on fire. When police arrived at the scene, crews extinguished the fire and identified the human body as Lockwood. According to the affidavit, the last person Lockwood contacted before her death was 55-year-old Terrence Ray of Hazleton. An investigation was conducted after Lockwood's cell phone was located along the side of Route 424 in Hazleton. Police arrested Ray with multiple charges of criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with evidence. On October of this year, Ray was arraigned before a Luzerne County judge where he pleaded not guilty to homicide and related charges. Court testimony and forensic evidence were presented during earlier hearings linking Lockwood's blood and personal items to Ray's home on Muir Avenue. Authorities believe Lockwood had arranged to buy painkillers from Ray the day before her body was discovered. Investigators say surveillance footage also captured his vehicle near the scene, and Lockwood's car was later found close to his property. The investigation led police to recover blood evidence both inside Ray's house and in garbage cans on his property. Ray's attorney had asked the court to dismiss the charges, claiming prosecutors failed to present enough evidence to support the case. The judge rejected that request, sending the charges to county court. On September 1st, police were called to execute a search warrant Monday morning for a house on the corner of Barney and Richard Street in Wilkes-Barre. The warrant was for a report of physical and sexual assault. When police arrived to search the residence, someone opened fire on the officers. They immediately called for backup, where the Pennsylvania State Police brought in their Special Emergency Response Team. To get in contact with the gunmen, the PSP-SER team used a drone, a helicopter, and a robotic canine. The gunman was identified as 38-year-old Dantes Amand Rondell Oliver. The standoff concluded when police entered the home and found Oliver dead on an apparent suicide. No officers were injured during the incident. On October 1st, the United States government had their longest government shutdown after Congress failed to pass a continuing resolution for current funding levels. About 750,000 federal workers worked with no pay, which affected many departments. One of them were the air traffic controllers. This also included SNAP benefits not being funded and were paused during the shutdown. Medicare and Medicaid services continued, although some services were delayed due to staffing shortages. The Democrats demanded funding for health care subsidies that were soon to expire for millions of Americans under the Affordable Care Act. Republicans have said they are willing to negotiate health care funding with Democrats, but only in a conversation separate from keeping the government open. Congress looked for a funding agreement between both parties. After 43 days, Congress came to an agreement on funding the government, and on November 15th, President Donald Trump signed the continuing resolution, which funds the government until January 30th, making it the end of the government shutdown. Now that the government has funding, federal employees that have been furloughed will be able to receive pay for their work and receive back pay, and government-funded programs like SNAP will have funding once again for its recipients. Coming up on WYLN News, we look at more of our great memories of 2025. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Dr. John will be here. Let's talk about if you thought you never needed a chiropractor or you're afraid to see a chiropractor. Let's shed some light on maybe why you might have to change your mind.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to WYLN News. On February 11th, Lehigh Valley Health Network honored 2 recipients of the 2024 Patient of the Year Award. The Patient of the Year Award recognized cardiac rehabilitation patients at the Health and Wellness Center in Hazleton that have shown great effort in achieving their cardiac goals and implementing lifestyle changes to improve their everyday life. The 2 patients recognized by the cardiac rehab staff this year were Judith Yurcho and Dr. Edward Polashensky. Yurcho said a big part of her cardiac rehab experience was the positive support from the staff.
The people that are there, I mean, even if you were having a bad day or you didn't feel right, were so great in motivating you, picking you up and say, you know, this happens, we can get, you know, you can get through it. And it just, they pushed you a little bit, not to the point where, you know, you felt like it was bad, but the point that you felt like, okay, I can actually do this. And like I said, they're wonderful there. They really are.
Jessica Polashensky received the award on her husband's behalf and spoke about how the program was beneficial to her husband.
It was very much incentive because you're with other people, and there was a social aspect to it as well because he got to come out. He was at home then, he retired and at home, and so being able to get out and come and do exercises, having that morning was helpful not just for the exercise but also for the social interaction, and people that were under the same kinds of rehab. They shared their stories with each other and helped each other.
The Health and Wellness Center is located at 50 Moisey Drive in Hazleton. Anyone interested in the cardiac rehab program can call the Health and Wellness Center at 570-501-6953. On May 6th, the 14th Ward Fire Company in Hazleton celebrated its 100th anniversary. The fire company was officially organized on October 23, 1924, to serve the northeastern section of Hazleton. PA State Representative Dane Watrow presented the fire company with a citation in honor of their anniversary. During his visit, Watrow said he was happy to be able to recognize the firefighters for their service.
100-year milestone. I could not believe it, but I had the opportunity to meet with some of those volunteers there. Still going strong, great looking building. They well maintained on East Diamond Ave, and I got to say that just these volunteers there, there's I think a paid driver and volunteers who man the equipment are so passionate with what they do, and once again, something to be super thankful for, because when you place that call, whether you're a city paid or a city worker full-time, volunteer, they're all one. There's not okay, I'm a paid firefighter, I'm a volunteer. No, they are firefighters. They are one, and they are firefighters, and we are very lucky to have them as well.
The 14th Ward Fire Company is located at 548 East Diamond Avenue in Hazleton. On June 3rd, the Helping Hand Society celebrated their preschool class of 2025 during their annual graduation ceremony. The event opened with musical acts performed by the students, which was then followed by the students receiving their honorary certificates and revealing their favorite interests, while their parents and guardians watched proudly in the audience. With their year of preschool completed, the students left school for summer vacation and prepared for their next school year. Helping Hands Executive Director Mary Beth Cook spoke with us about the ceremony.
Well, today is one of the most special days of the year. It's bittersweet. After a year of working with these beautiful children, it's time for them to move on. So it's very emotional, but we are so proud of them, and they have all done so well, and it's just a beautiful day.
The Helping Hand Society is a nonprofit organization located at 301 Rocky Road and South Poplar Street in Hazleton that provides educational and therapeutic services to children with special needs. Following the event, Cook expressed her gratitude to the children over the years, acknowledging all the times worth remembering.
Each group of kids that graduates, every year we always think, oh my gosh, how are we going to survive without them? But then the new ones come along and you do, and the older ones sometimes return and volunteer. And so, again, it's just a feel-good day.
Cook had some advice and thanks to give, not only to the graduates heading to kindergarten, but also for new children yet to come.
To behave and listen and have fun. I just want to have some huge thank yous to, first of all, of course, the children, their parents, the guardians, all those that have been here throughout the year, the board of directors, the CHIPS members, and most of all, in addition to the children, the amazing staff. The staff here works from the heart, and they are talented and gifted, and I couldn't love them anymore. Great team.
Early childhood educator Amanda Marizan said the ceremony was even more special for her this year as she got to see her own child participate in the ceremony.
I thought it was wonderful. It's such a great program for the kids. As an educator, I sent both of my kids here, and it's just a wonderful program. And honestly, if you have a child that needs to be in preschool, this is the best place for your child to be.
Each child went home with proud parents, cupcakes, and an eager anticipation for their educational journey yet to come. Coming up on Hazleton's News Choice, we see what Wellness Wednesday has for us today. And stay right here on WYLN. Happy New Year.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I am here in a brand new part of Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, and we're excited to tell you a little more about it. And I'm here with Melanie Sarno, who is a pharmacist, and she is assisting our team on making this all come together for you, the community, for our patients, and also for our colleagues. So Melanie, welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, where are we right now and what do we have for our community?
So we're in the location of the new Lehigh Valley Pharmacy Services Hazleton, which will be a new outpatient pharmacy located on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital here in Hazleton.
Awesome. So this pharmacy is a retail pharmacy, correct?
Yes.
So who can utilize the pharmacy?
So anyone can utilize the pharmacy. A lot of our employees utilize the pharmacy because it's on campus and so easily accessible. And patients can utilize the pharmacy, whether they're having a same-day surgery or being discharged from the hospital, they can get their medication here.
I mean, this is a great benefit for our patients. Once again, like you said, like if you are in the hospital and you are going to be discharged, one thing you probably don't want to do is have to stop somewhere to get your medications or wait for them. Now they can get it right here, correct?
Right. The physician can electronically send the prescription right to the pharmacy here. We'll get it ready, bill your insurance, and make sure you have that medication ready to go before you even go home.
So how about cost-wise? Insurance cover it as well?
Yeah, so we accept most insurances, virtually all the insurances that are local that we accept.
Awesome. So how do we get here from the outside? How do you get to our pharmacy?
So we are located on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, but we're actually located towards the back of the campus. So coming in back door
of the annex?
Of the annex building, yeah. So around the back of the hospital, there's a separate entrance, and Lehigh Valley Pharmacy Services is located within that building. There will be dedicated parking spaces for the pharmacy customers, so parking a distance away isn't a concern.
That's awesome. And then there's wayfinding, so there's signage and everything for them to get here as well.
Yeah, there's signs overhead and on the wall directing patients where they need to go.
Awesome. So Melanie, what are the hours of the pharmacy?
The hours are going to be Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
Awesome. So do you also have over-the-counter medication available so should someone come here?
Yes, like all retail pharmacies, we will carry a selection of over-the-counter products, your basic cough and cold pain remedies, things like that.
Awesome. Once again, a great benefit for our community, for our patients, people from the outside if they have prescriptions. So what if they have another pharmacy that they use?
So if you have another pharmacy that you're currently using but would like to have things filled at our pharmacy or potentially switch, your doctor could either e-prescribe your prescription here or you can transfer your prescription. There's a few pieces of information that we need in order to transfer a prescription from one pharmacy to the other, but it's very simple, usually name, date of birth, what prescription you need, and what pharmacy it's coming from.
That's wonderful. And once again, Lehigh Valley Health Network, proudly part of Jefferson, has something else available to make our patients, our community, more access, more, more things for our community. So we really appreciate you guys doing all this. And now you know we have a retail pharmacy right here at the annex right behind the hospital. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
Among the first European settlers to reach northwestern Luzerne County were the Austin and Crosley families, who arrived in the area in 1772. They were soon joined by others, including Matthias Hollenbach, who bought farmland that encompassed almost all of the present-day borough of Shikshini. Also arriving in the area was a good friend of Hollenbach's, Nathan Beach, who was originally from Connecticut. Beach, for whom the nearby village of Beach Haven would be named, was a former Revolutionary War soldier who had survived the infamous Wyoming Massacre and had been present for Lord Charles Cornwallis's surrender to American forces at Yorktown. Beach also represented Luzerne County in the Pennsylvania legislature. Coal, however, would be where he would make his biggest impact. Beach had been present at the first burning of anthracite coal in Judge Jesse Fell's stove and knew coal's value. Thus, he wished to know if the land he purchased in northwestern Luzerne County would be viable for mining. He hired surveyor Humphrey Davenport in 1830 to search his land for black diamonds. Davenport would summarily find coal on Rocky Mountain. Mining of the coal would begin soon afterwards, and the area would begin to prosper. The discovery of coal in the region could not have come at a better time for it, as the North Branch Canal was built through the budding community along the Susquehanna by 1828. Its initial routing from Nanticoke to Northumberland would be complete by 1831. The coal mine nearby would be loaded up and flowed down the canal to market in the major cities. The process of getting the mine coal to the canal would be simplified by Nathan Beach's grandson, Dr. Darwin Crary, in 1840. Dr. Crary invented the first incline coal chute, allowing quick transport of coal down from the mountains. The canals, though, would find their glory days cut short, for the rise of the railroads, which had a year-round operational capacity in contrast to the waterways, would ultimately spell their doom. The first railroad to reach this part of Luzerne County would be the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad, which was laid through in 1858. The line would ultimately stretch 80 miles from Scranton to Northumberland and would soon take over much of the coal traffic. The North Branch Canal continued onward for several decades afterwards, but would close down in 1900. Meanwhile, the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg would be bought out by its rival, the Delaware, Lackawanna and Western Railroad, in 1873, becoming that line's Bloomsburg branch. It would change hands several more times, to the merged Erie-Lackawanna in 1960, and then to Conrail in 1976 before the latter abandoned the line east of town in 1984. The line still operates to the west today as the North Shore Railroad. As for the community that had grown up around the canal and railroad, it had first been known as Coonsville, after another early settler, William Coons. Eventually, however, the name would be changed to Chickashinny, which was derived from the Native American word Chickashinna, meaning the place where 5 mountains meet. In this case, the 5 peaks were Knob, Lee, Newport, River, and Rocky Mountains. Its growth continued through the 1850s, with the first store, owned by Nathan Garrison and Andrew Eldon, opening in 1857. Eldon, however, would soon take Garrison's share of the profits for himself and flee on a steamboat to China, only to drown at sea en route, perhaps pulled down to his grave by the weight of his sins. The town of Chickashinny would be officially incorporated a few years later in 1861, separating from both Salem and Union townships. Jesse Enke would have the honor of being elected the new town's very first Burgess. After Chickashinny's incorporation as a borough, it continued to expand. A flour mill operated by brothers George and Lot Search opened for business in 1865. A foundry under the direction of Jesse Beadle, L.T. Hartman, and Frederick Beach followed a year later in 1866. Amos Hess opened a planing mill in 1874. 2 blacksmith shops, run by Minor Brown and Henry Wagner respectively, served the community as well. The first newspaper in town, the Mountain Echo, began publication in 1873 by owner C.A. Boone and M.E. Walker. It would be joined several years later by the Chickashinny Democrat, which would only operate for 5 years. As Chickashinny grew, it connected to the wider world more and more. A toll bridge would be built across the river to the town of Mackinac in 1859. The original bridge would be washed away in a flood in 1865 and quickly rebuilt. This bridge collapsed in 1877 and was replaced in 1880. The third bridge burned down in 1919 and was replaced with a modern concrete span. The current bridge on the site was opened for drivers in 1994. Heading north out of Chickashinny, the Union Turnpike would be constructed to Huntington Mills in 1877, following the path of today's Route 239. For those coming into Chickashinny, several hotels rose to offer travelers safe accommodations, among them the Mountain Inn and the Yapel Inn. Numerous churches, too, would start rising over the borough for various denominations, among them a Presbyterian and a Methodist church. Despite its diverse set of businesses, however, Chickashinny's main industry at this time remained coal mining, and the most productive mine was run across the Susquehanna in Mackinac by the West End Coal Company. Founded in 1882 by Charles Cunningham, Andrew Miller, and John Teasdale, West End mined a very rich coal vein in Newport Mountain, which was some of the best quality coal in the area. The company built housing for its workers, which would form the basis of today's village of Mackinac. The mine would operate for close to 70 years, but like many mines, would not avoid disasters. The breaker burned down twice before the turn of the 20th century, on March 12, 1893 and March 29, 1897. And terrible accidents happened underground at West End as well. On August 11, 1885, a ventilation fan of the mine broke, allowing poisonous gas to seep into the tunnels. 12 miners would be fatally asphyxiated by the gas. 36 years later, on October 30, 1931, a terrible explosion rocked the mine, killing 4 men and trapping 2 others, John Thomas Shunas and John Metz, underground for 133 hours before they would be rescued.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the weather forecast for tomorrow will be snowy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.